Hey guys, Steve here from Tech Toy Tinker and Retro Arena. I wanted to do something a little bit different from the norm today. Occasionally I go through and I read Reddit posts and subforums. Not often, but every so often when I get bored or something, I'll go check it out. And so a couple days back I was reading a subreddit post, Retro Arena and Handheld Gaming, and a couple of people got off on the subject of, I wonder if Steve has a Vita and what his Vita would look like. Well, I'm about to answer your question. So here today I'm going to show you guys my personal Vita build. And let's check it out. As you can see, I've got the Retro Arena theme. Because, I'm me. So, and it carries across too. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to point out what these are. Package Manager, or Package Installer, and Shark Food. Because people are going to ask that, so I may as well explain it to you. There are certain ports, like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, that have been brought over to the Vita. It uses an Android port. There's some special plugins that have been used in order to get it working. And one of the graphics plugins, I believe it's the graphics plugin anyway, that you need to use Shark Food to get it. And then Package Installer, it's easier if I show you what that installs. It's a 3-part file, and it's called PSM, or PlayStation Mobile. So you would go to your settings, System, PlayStation Mobile version, 201. Most Vitas will say nothing there. But you need that for GTA and some other games to run. This I'm not going to talk about too much, but if you don't have it, you should have it. Install it and thank me later. Netflix obviously works, we don't got to go into any of that stuff. What I am going to show you, though, Vita has got quite the impressive library of ports. And it's always growing. This is the one that the big bad company, whose device is sitting right here for some reason, doesn't want me to talk about. So I'm not going to talk about it, I'm just going to show it to you. I'm not going to play it for super long, I'm just showing you guys that it exists, really. Works fine. Sonic CD is an Android port. I guess I can kind of just borrow my Switch back here and use it to prop the Vita up so I don't have to hold it, huh? Did it stay? Kinda. This is where the goodies are. The other one Nintendo don't want me to talk about, so I won't talk about it. I'm just gonna casually start adding my Nintendo accessories in the back here, so when they decide to watch this video they realize that I have the games and systems that I am showing. I chose the 2DS on purpose, by the way, because it's my preferred one. It's because it's different, I guess. I know that it's the least favorite of all of them, but it's the most wildly different design, which is kind of why I favored it. As you can see, working good. Well, except for me driving like crap, but that is what it is. We'll just go right for San Andreas. Probably take a moment to load, but I wanted to give you guys a viewing of this. I don't use the Vita nearly as much as I should. I haven't touched it in months now. I bought it off somebody who just straight up didn't really want it, never used it, and didn't treat it very well, so I paid like $40 US for it, basically. This was actually one of my favorite Grand Theft Auto games. I have the trilogy on both PC and on PS2. PS2 is by far my favorite, though. Actually, the instruction booklet is sitting right here. I don't remember what I... Oh, yeah, okay. So as you can see, it pauses occasionally, but it's not very frequent. It's just when it's quickly loading something up. As he hasn't seen it yet, so... So yeah, there you go. This requires the PC version of the game. I haven't tried with the PS2 yet. I do intend to, and I will keep people posted. I just haven't got a chance to sit down and try it out yet. I just used the method that I knew for sure worked for the first attempt. I didn't want to mess around and break something that hadn't even got working yet. To be honest here, these ports are quite impressive. So I gotta tip my hat to the flow, and I honestly can't pronounce the other person's name. I know if I try, I'm gonna butcher it, so I'm not gonna. Actually, I guess I have no choice. It's let me read it at least while I try. Rinnegatamanti. Rinnegatamanti? What it sounds like. I actually had a conversation with him earlier today about Scum and some stuff to do with plugins and Daedalus and the possibility of porting Daedalus to the Odroid Go Super. I don't gotta get super into these. I mean, people know that these work. Just wanted to show you guys some of the less common stuff or less talked about or harder to find stuff like the Super Mario and Mario Kart ports and all of that good stuff. There was a couple other things I wanted to show you guys too, though, so hang out with me for a minute here. This is a new version of Scum. It's available for public download as well from Scum directly. But it is version 2.3.0, and as I'm sure you've already seen right there, supports the 3D games. Blade Runner is currently not working. I was talking to the Scum devs earlier today. I'm trying to help them out as best as I can. Part of the issue with Scum is that the plugins aren't working, and I think that the solution to the plugins not working is to convert the plugins to the format used on the Vita. As you can see, though, it does work. It's not really overly laggy or broken.
Sorry for the wait, Mr. Flores. I am ready to take
you. For Retroarch, I'm using the latest version available on the BuildBot. It's 1.9.0 nightly, May 2nd version. And for the overclock method, I'm using PSV shell. As you can see, a whole bunch of cores here. I got a custom theme manager as well, and I use auto plugin. Also, I've got UAE for All installed, and I wanted to let people know, just because I get asked some questions about that. It uses Kick13 and Kick31.rom, which is the equivalent of Kickstart 1.3 and Kickstart 3.1. You can just rename them. There's actually quite a lot of cores in here. Alright, which brings me to the next emulator I wanted to show everybody. I'm sure you saw it in my list already. Daedalus. Now, this version of Daedalus that I'm using, and as I stated earlier, I spoke to the dev a little bit about it earlier today. This is the nightly version, also released on the 2nd of May. So, pretty new. I do find I'm getting better performance. I haven't tried every single game. I mean, we'll go with this because it's the first game almost anybody ever asks about whenever they ask about N64. So. And yes, I'm aware that there's already a port, so this is redundant, but the port is actually hard to get because Nintendo doesn't want it to exist. Daedalus is under constant development as well, and it's in the last year alone, for example, it's seen a whole lot of improvements, so you can expect it to keep getting more and more optimized. It works best if you overclock your PSP using the PSV shell that I was talking about earlier. There, see, you can. It's selected up or down on the D-pad to trigger things. It keeps an FPS counter in the corner there. ES4 is your GPU. You saw the FPS counter there. It was running at 34 FPS, which is acceptable considering I'm pretty sure the game's 30 FPS. As you can see, game's working alright. Man, it's probably faster if I just do this. I wanted to try Super Mario Kart, or Mario Kart 64, I should say. I've actually never tried it. I've tried a few games. Most of them work okay. There's a couple that don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try it right now. And we'll watch it together. I really wish this would just stand up and I didn't have to keep holding it or have it slide. It'd be so much easier. I did try Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Those are playable. Not perfect. There's not constant. There's occasional some stutter, but not very bad. Oh. I'm hoping that was just a, okay, yeah, it seems like it was just a momentary hiccup. Oh yeah, for sure it was. But I see some graphic glitching a little bit. To be honest, that's okay though, because I'm not using the stable version of the emulator. I'm using the Bleeding Edge developer nightly version, which is better optimized, so has better performance, but they're still working on the graphics, so that's fine if it's glitching a bit. It's to be expected. Par for the course. Adrenaline, everyone knows what that is. I don't gotta talk about that. Media Center I use all the time for obvious reasons. Don't gotta talk about that either. No, that's pretty much all I wanted to show you guys, really. Yeah. Oh, I'll talk about this quickly just because I wanted to answer the questions. I told you guys earlier what kicks it needs. If you have the wrong ones in here, it'll simply just open this folder and it'll literally tell you that it is missing the kicks. So you have to use the right ones, otherwise you won't even get into the game. Open bore is working great. I'm sure you guys already know that. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.